Welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Netter, your home for all things relating to smart home technology. In this episode, we're going to talk about implementing two-factor authorization with Newegg. Hi, I'm Ron Netter, and we're going to be working on this together. Now, what got me started with going to the additional level of protection with Newegg is because of some of the equipment I've been buying lately that I've either been able to find it at a better price on Newegg, or it simply could ship to me a little bit faster. So sometimes paying a little bit more and getting it sooner is worth something. Now, this content is available as an Amazon flash briefing or podcast. Please go to techbiteswithronnutter.com for more information. For any items mentioned in this video, there are affiliate links in the description. If you click on these, I will get a small commission, but that won't affect the price you're going to pay for the item. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. Now, we're going to talk about the three different options that are available with the Newegg website. And these are going to vary significantly on the different websites. We're going to talk about SMS, then setting up email notification, or actually an email message with your code, one-time code that you'll put in, and then we'll actually show about using a soft token. And this is all going to link back around because we're going to be showing you how to leverage that with the Bitwarden two-factor or Bitwarden password manager that I showed you in the previous video. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now we're over on the Newegg website, and I've already got logged in just to save a little bit of time. So let's go ahead and get started. So you'll go up here to where your name appears. You'll go into account settings, and then we'll click on enable. Now we've got to pick a primary method to start with. So we will enter in the phone number here. And this is where, if you use something like Google Voice, in case you get into a website, and not all websites will have you pick a backup method. And this is smart that the folks at Newegg that are doing it. So we'll click on send code, and we should have a code here on the phone. Just a second. We do. And then make sure the cursor's down here, 250188. And verify code. Now, to their credit, and I learned this when I was first getting this set up, it will not activate two-factor unless you've already got a backup system or backup authentication method in place. So what we're going to do here, and you could have another phone, but we'll assume at this point that you don't. So I will just enter in my email account, and we'll click on send code. Now, this is a disadvantage to using email. Sometimes email can be a little sluggish. At this point, I've already got the code, so that's good. And then we will do 84. Well, first you have to click down into the field. That's going to help. 842974. Now, if you make a mistake on this one, it's probably going to make you restart the process. Okay, now you have the option of don't require codes on the device. Now, at this point, the device is talking about is the PC we're on, and actually I want to have that on all the time. So we'll click on two-factor, and it says, okay, primary method's phone, backup method's email. So let's go ahead and give this a try, and then we will clicked up too high. So we'll click on sign out, and we'll click on sign in. Yes. And now it's asked for the code. All right, so that's good. And if you don't have, if you didn't receive the code, we can try that here. Okay, and then it's going to give you the option of switching over to the email account. So that's going to be what you'll want to do. So we'll request verification code, even though we've already gotten it. And then we'll go down here in 255748. Now, question's going to be, when do you want to disable codes on a device. If it's a computer at home, that's probably the only time I would. If you're using a friend's computer, if you're using something at work, definitely not. You want to protect yourself. And that's, after all, isn't that the whole reason that you're doing this? So if you're going to go with SMS, think about using Google Voice, because that's going to be a way where you can protect yourself from the loss of the phone, or say there's a problem with the carrier getting text messages. And I have had problems in the past to where, depending on what service that a particular website is using, there may be a delay or maybe an outage with getting to text, sending a text message to certain carriers. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's well worth the process of thinking about it. So now that we've done, and I didn't intend on doing both at the same time, we've done SMS and email. So let's go ahead and now look at doing a soft token. All right, so now we're back to the account settings page on the Newegg website. And as you can see, it knows that we're already set up for using either primary or backup method. So at this point, since we're going to switch over to doing a soft token, we're going to select update method on beside the text message or the SMS option. So we'll click down here to Authenticator app. And when you use Authenticator, when you use the soft token, there are a variety of apps. You can do the Google Authenticator app, there's Authy, there's, you name the package, but we're also going to show you how you can integrate this in with Bitdefender. So at this point, what I would strongly encourage you doing is taking your smartphone before you go any further and taking a picture of the QR code, because that way you've got a backup option, and backup option to implement this with another two-factor authentication piece. Now, what you'll also want to do is we'll take that picture first, and because I'm going to implement this on the Bitdefender, or Bitwarden rather, I don't keep saying Bitdefender, the Bitwarden the edit point. Since I'm going to be implementing this on the Bitwarden password manager, and I'm using from the PC, I can't scan the QR code. So this is where you'll click on manually add account, and you'll also want to get a picture of that code so that if you do have to do this in the future, that you will have it all taken care of. So I'm going to copy that. Now it says time-based. Now the reason the time-based is there is if you have it give you a code, it's got to know that that code is only good for a certain period of time. Normally it's going to be 30 seconds, and that's what I think the default everybody's going to be going with is. So now let's go here. It's going to lock your vault on you, which is a good thing to keep somebody from coming by and getting a bunch of passwords. So at this point, what we're going to do is we'll enter in the information for Newegg. Now, folders are how you can organize this, and we'll talk about that probably in a later video. But right now, we'll just go ahead and get started with getting the information in. Okay, now here is where I entered the code in, and if we'll go over here and look, we'll see that that's the code that I've actually gotten. Okay, fine. Now, I do want to make sure that you remember that what we're talking about is an advanced feature in Bitwarden, so you will have to, it's the $10 a year, trust me, it's worth the money. And we'll enter the URL in for Newegg. And we will click save. And we'll say no thanks. So now it's going to show us the code that would be in effect at that point. And as soon as it rolls over here, then see, it automatically takes effect. So what we'll do here is we will log out of here. Oh, and I've got, well, hold it, before we do it, we got to verify it. Okay, we will verify, which is easier, which is, well, I could have, well, okay, it's not going to let us copy and paste. Okay, 925.906. 925.906, and we'll verify code, and it's happy and didn't have to save anything. So now what we'll do is let's sign out, and we will, come on here, sign back in. Yes, yes, and it should prompt us, okay, for the Authenticator app. Now here is where, now we've got that, so we can click copy verification code, and then we can paste it and click sign in, and there we're in. So you can see how easy this is to do, and the folks at Newegg, to their credit, force you to do a backup authentication system, because let's look at it this way. If they didn't have you do it and there was a problem, who would you be calling to get into your account and possibly panicked or very frustrated because you tried everything else? So that's a good thing. If a site doesn't have you do that, please take the time to get that up and running so that you've got a backup method in place. So if something does happen, and I have been locked out of an account before, and there was not an option, well, at least I don't recall, this has been several years, but there was not an option where I could have put in a backup system, and it came down to, there was a soft token I was using, the underlying seed or key changed, and that's what kept me from getting in. So you see what's involved at this point. Very straightforward. This is one of several sites that we'll be going through the process with, just to make sure that we've got as much protection we have in place. Is two-factor foolproof? Well, I'll leave that up to the experts. But if you've got a strong password and you've got two-factor on there, you're taking reasonable steps to protect your account. And at the end of the day, isn't that what that everybody should be doing? So we've shown SMS, email, and how to use the soft token. So we're ready to go on to looking at another site. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're looking at this right now, you probably are, you're going to see videos on the screen that are similar to the one you've just watched, or other content that YouTube thinks you might be interested in. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.